What's happening? What's happening?
What's up, man? Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
First Saturday of the month.
That's right. That's right. For us Christians out there, tomorrow is communion. So be prepared to stay a little bit later for church or earlier, whatever time your service do it. Some people do it before, some do it after. Some people have a special service in the afternoon, whatever it is. Go on and make sure you're there and read the whole thing before you take the communion. And some people leave out stuff like, about drinking alcohol. So some people just don't even say that part. They just keep on going through it. So they drink the rest of the week. Where's that? Where your commercial at? Where your commercial?
Hey man, I'm right here, man.
There we go. All right.
We back.
Representing the Love and Stuff with the Love and Stuff shirt today.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm actually representing Pistons today. Look at that. I was able to find something at a reasonable price that fit me.
Hey, all my stuff worked out, so I don't.
That's why I kind of asked the question.
What's that?
For choosing for the week, and where the Pistons have a resurgence. They've been playing a little bit better lately. But better is a relative word, but we'll get to that a little bit later. Last night was HBCU night and Horizon Double Bound night at the LCA. So they got a lively crowd of people where they were doing their best to represent their different groups out there. So I know a lot of people that are out there last night, and too bad the Pistons didn't bring the win, but they did. What's the word? They covered the spread. Yes, they did. All right. As we all know that in the sports world, we lost a Titan yesterday. Mr. Carl Weathers passed away at the age of 76, I want to say.
Yes.
Most notably, right there in Rocky, that's Apollo Creed. I always wish that they would do a flashback or a dream sequence where Adonis could talk to his dad in a dream and had a real Apollo pop up on him. I always wish they could have did that. I wish they did that in 3. I think 3 would have been the appropriate movie for that, but now it's a foregone. Maybe they've taped it and they holding on to it for the next one or something.
Right.
I thought that they could have threw that in there because that'd have been really, really something. That'd have brought the crowds out right there. So to have it and then have I wish they'd have did that. They'd have did that. What's up, Mr. Brown? Good morning to you. And good morning to everybody out there. Somebody else out there, I don't quite recognize the face, but thank you for showing up this morning. We do appreciate you. Like Felix said, it's February 3rd, 2024, the first Saturday out there. Hope everybody had a safe week and have grown the patches back in their head. They pull out after watching the Lions and their fiasco. We're going to get to that. We're going to get to the first topic as voted by you, our wonderful guests that every week they go in to our page and help select the topic of the week. Topic of the week is NFC, AFC games. We're going to start with the AFC, Chiefs versus Ravens, and the Ravens laying the egg, a serious egg. We talked a lot of the stuff we talked about after the Lions game when we did our post game wrap up. We're going to go through some things at the end of the day. Nothing wrong with that. We talked about how the defense for the Chiefs was just stellar. They went out and spent money on number 95, Big Chris, who he didn't play in the Lions game, and that made a big difference, him out there on the field. He was out there pushing people around and getting to the quarterback and chasing Lamar with speed I'd never seen out of him in all my life. I know he could move, but he was right on Lamar like white on rice. Lamar can run pretty fast. And, the Ravens beat themselves. Chiefs offense did just enough. It was almost like they got to the second half and the Chiefs went to a four-corner football offense. You know how in basketball you go to a four-corner offense and just almost keep away. And the Chiefs said Lamar was going to beat us. And they stuck their claim on that and it didn't quite happen. I'm still a little perturbed about that game, but I'm not exactly surprised still again because the the Chiefs are they're the team to beat, and you got to respect them as such. You got to respect them as being that when you sit, they still on top of the mountain, and you got to go and get them. Did I miss anything, Felix?
No, well, you got to look at it like this. Okay, are the Ravens okay? Because Greg Brown said the Ravens beat themselves. Did they really? Or were the Chiefs just that better? Because obviously it don't matter home field. They came to Baltimore, and it started in the pregame when they came and bullied them on their own field. They kicked the field goal kicker out the way. They threw his stuff away. So they already showed up like, okay, we don't care if you about to win the MVP or none of that. We about to come in here, take it, and then it was more of a stage show. Which what I mean by that is, to support what I'm saying is, you brought Ray Lewis out. Then midway through the game, you bring T. Suggs out. Are they playing? Like, what are we doing here, dog? Are we playing football or is this WWE? Like, oh, man, it's theatrics, man. It ain't even sports no more. It's theatrics.
Well, much like WWE, the NFL is registered as an entertainment company, and it helps them to get all those tax breaks all over the country because they still have their tax-free status. And so they're under entertainment. So there's of course there's an entertainment aspect to it, and they put on the show in the stands, but they didn't put the show on the field.
I mean, he come out with his Super Bowl ring on, and I'm like, what? That supposed to gain them momentum? That was supposed to fire them up. If they wasn't fired up from the opening kickoff, it wasn't gonna happen, blood. I don't care who you brought out there. You could have brought Jim Harbaugh out there. It really doesn't matter. At the end of the day, man, stop. Like, they were the better team. Lamar, from my observation, Lamar's going to be just that quarterback that wins MVPs. And by the time he does win one, he won't be a starting quarterback. He'll be like a Chad Henning was, and he just happened to be on the Chiefs, and he got 2 with the Chiefs. It won't be Lamar. Lamar Jackson has actually went out and won it. No. I don't see that happening.
I think that's a very fair assessment. Very, very much fair assessment for Lamar. Am I a Lamar fan? Yes, I am. And the bad part about it is he plays the position of quarterback, but he's not what you consider to be a traditional quarterback. And we keep trying to put him in that category, but he's not. He's a man who plays the position of quarterback, but he's not a quarterback. And this is something that they've been trying to put on him for a while in terms of if it being a bad thing. They wanted to make him a receiver, they wanted to make a defensive back, wanted to make him a safety. He wanted to make him a slot back, just a little scat back. What they call it? What's that system they was running for a while? Wildcat quarterback. But he said, "No, I'm a quarterback." But teams after a while, the book is out on you, and they said we're gonna make Lamar beat us with his arm, and he couldn't do that. It's not like he couldn't do it because he can't throw, but he didn't even have time to throw the ball. The offensive lineman, the defensive lineman, like I said, Chris was jumping on him so bad it was ridiculous. I agree. Coaching what he is and not what he ain't. And coaching what he is, and they didn't run the ball. They didn't even utilize their own running backs in that game. They just kept trying to throw the ball. They really weren't that far behind. They got down early for the same score that they finished the score. It was 17-7 in the second quarter. 17-0, excuse me, in the second quarter. They could have still established their ground game and ground and pound and got them back to where they needed to be. But you got to give credit to the Chiefs. The Chiefs went out and played great. Lamar played like an amateur. He went from playing MVP to JV. So it was and Patrick Mahomes over there, and he had his troops, and they believe in him. Is it a matter that made me think of something? Do you think that the Ravens don't really believe in Lamar like the Chiefs believe in Patrick?
They believe in him. It's just like, you believe in him, but he can only do so much, right? Because if he would have pulled the ball down and started running and started creating stuff for himself, then y'all would have said, We don't need that. We need him to be a passer. Okay. You missing 2 of your tailbacks. What's the name was out for the year? The dude from Ohio State, he was out for the year. The other guy was out. Your only deep threat was Zappy. Mark Andrews really nah. So you know what I'm saying? If you really going off adrenaline, and you really thought with you being at home, that was gonna play favor. No, the Chiefs can't. There's a reason they're the defending Super Bowl champions. He went on the road in a hostile environment and did what he did. Yeah, J.K. Dobbins, thanks, Greg. So J.K. Dobbins was out with Achilles. And there it is. So at the end of the day, you're gonna have to, like Greg said, you gotta treat him what he is. They're doing the same. Lamar Jackson and Justin Fields are the same type of quarterback. But in the NFL, you're trying to make them a drop back passer. It's not what they are. They are tuck the ball. I'm gonna take off. I'm gonna get this window open up 2.5 seconds. If you ain't open, I'm out. You can't blame him for that. It worked in college when Lamar was at Louisville. That's how he won the Heisman. So Justin Fields was at Ohio State. That's what they ran. So now he get to he on a new stage, and now we want you to drop back and be the dark-skinned Joe Montana. No. Then even if you're trying to put him in that, you're not even giving him the weapons. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. What weapon do Justin Fields have? None. None. So he gotta run. But to hurt his career, it's gonna end up he'll be another Cam Newton. Because they not protecting the quarterbacks no more. If you take it off running like that, you getting everything that you're looking for. And some. So,
well, yeah. I think the rules committee this year is going to make the change to that. The fake slide, is going to get a penalty. I think they're going to change that this year because the Bills quarterback does it a lot, and teams lay back on him because they don't want to get that penalty. Because they already did it in college. When the Pitt quarterback that's at Pittsburgh now did it in that one game, they legislated it out in college. So I think you're going to see it this year in the pros when they have the off-season meetings. Morning, Mr. Bullock. Good to see you, sir. Trying to prove to the master that he's a pocket passer. That running element is what makes him dangerous. At the end of the day, you're right. Mahomes face slides too. I think you're going to see that legislated out. They're probably going to go and put a flag behind that one. All right. Of course, we got to talk about 49ers and Lions. Tale of two halves. Brock Purdy came out like babyface Nelson in that second half and played well. But we're going to get to the topic that you suggested, sir. What I call it crapped out. Do we still believe in Dan Gamble / Dan Campbell? I'm gonna let you lead on this one.
No, get rid of him now. I'm telling you, you will go to a Super Bowl, but not with that guy at the helm. Get rid of this guy. Okay, to you Lions fans, I'm just gonna keep it 100. It's the first Saturday of the month. I'm gonna keep it 100. Can you imagine if that was the Super Bowl and you would have lost? Because what I was looking at when you made the offer to me about let's go live at half. When I was looking at half, all you Lion fans, y'all looking up flights, y'all looking up the Bellagio. I'm gonna stay here. Or when you came on when we went live, what was the first thing I told you? You was like, wow. I said what? They gonna lose. I never disputed it. I say they gonna lose. You was like, you think so? I say, who on the sideline? You're going to lose. 24, you were up 24-10. Just let that sit there for a minute. You were up 24-10 with 30 minutes to go, and you couldn't close the deal because you have once again, I've been saying it all year, he's not a coach. He's not a coach. And the more you keep playing with this guy, the more you're going to keep ending up in these type of situations to where you're going to be on the receiving end to where you're going to catch an L. And then what he does after that, what he do? He go to the podium, he start crying, and now y'all feel sympathy. You wouldn't be in this position if you hired a coach. Pick up the phone, and I'm not saying offer the guy the job, but see what he's going, see where his head is. Pick up the phone and call Bill. That's a coach. A 7 time coach that then won the Super Bowl 7 times. Pick up the phone and call Bill. Stop playing with these. If you really serious and you really want to win for this city, pick up the phone and call the coach, because he not it.
I agree that he is a regular season coach. I would call him a regular season coach.
Now he's regular season coach.
I can't even say that. I can't even say that. I have to stick with my 3 magic beans. I would trade him for 3 magic beans and on the 50-yard line to grow Jack and Beanstalk to get him out of there with a helicopter through the roof in Ford Field that we wouldn't even have a roof on. You got at some point you got to say, whoa, you gamble. At the end of the day, the big gambles are not going to pay off for you. I'm not saying we need to go get Belichick. I think bringing Belichick changes the culture, but somebody, he needs to be mentored. He needs somebody to get in his ear a little bit more and say, hey, think about this. He needs somebody in his ear, a little bit, somebody that he trusts to say, think about it. I don't know who the mentor could be. Is he on track to being a good coach? Yes, he's got them where they are now. Can he take the next step? To me, taking the next step means having a mentor that's going to tell, that he break down his game film. Okay, right here, this is what you did down in distance. Should you really have done this? What are your options? Of course, analytics say do this. Analytics say go. But should you really? What is the actual temperament and tenor of the game at the time?
Why would you need a mentor? Why would you need a mentor when the guy's already going to do what he's going to do? That game right there, that was Dallas all over again. The same situation. So if he didn't learn from Dallas, he would have did it again. So what do you need a mentor for? You know not to drink and drive. You don't need nobody to tell you that.
Everybody need a mentor. Everybody need a mentor.
You know drinking and driving is illegal, right?
That's different. That's different.
How is it different?
The drinking and driving is illegal and it's plain stupidity. And even when they Alcoholics Anonymous, you have a mentor. You got a sponsor.
So the two calls he just did was stupidity. That's what you just said.
Yes, I'm exactly. I agree.
Okay.
Dallas and with the Lions, run the ball, kick the field goal. Kick the field instead of running those plays. I would have to get him a mentor, honestly.
Okay.
I like the fact that he has them. Those guys believe in him. So you can't take that away from him.
Okay.
But he gonna lose them eventually if he keep making calls like this and it don't go through. I want him to be able to keep the team and have somebody. I don't know somebody who can talk to. Maybe, I don't know who it would be. I don't know who it could be. But he needs an old head coach who's did some winning. Maybe Jimmy Johnson can call on him. He can be mentored by Jimmy Johnson. I don't know.
Dan Campbell can only be mentored by Dan Campbell because in his mind, he believes everything he's doing is going to pay off, no matter what's the result, until it blows up and blows up and blows up in his face. And then he's going to go to the podium and cry. And then the city of Detroit had heartfelt sympathy for him.
I don't have
Dingback.
I have no
this early. That's why I did. So, okay, so you have no sympathy.
I would have some, you know what I'd have for him? Some red ants and some honey.
Man, just go get a coach. And then we're not even having this conversation. Because after this year, you're going to have to
disagree with that.
I really can't disagree with that. After this year, you're going to have to make a decision on if you're keeping Jared Goff in that. So if you're going to sign Jared Goff, you're going to have to pay him, or you're going to have to turn it over to Hendon Hooker.
Jared Goff will have a new contract before the season starts.
No, he won't.
I can almost put money on that one.
No,
I know
you put money on Harbaugh and Lehman. Right. See what I'm saying? No.
Did I put money on that? Or did I say he was going to
You was like, he not going until I see the press conference. Did you see the press conference?
I saw the press. We're going to get there. That's on the list. It's on the list. All right, really quick before we move to the next topic. Belichick only got 6. Campbell will be okay. Them 8 minutes was what lost the game. It's not a gamble to believe in your offense. They ran that play all season. Josh caught the ball every time. Gibbs' fumble was huge. I agree, Moose. He needs someone to bounce stuff off of. I disagree with both calls were good. That's what got them there. He will be signed but not in max contracts. Come on, Felix. Golf is getting paid here. Golf is going to get a contract. All right. Don't forget to click like, click share, and let everybody know we here. We're doing our wrap up on the Lions, and we still lamenting the weekend. I'm not angry anymore. There was a time I was for the week I didn't want to talk. I was just, I was going through the motions, but in deep down inside, but I guess I'm going through the 5 stages of grief. I'm accepting of the fact that they're not going to be there a week from tomorrow. Unnecessary.
Why? I don't even know why he was shocked. I told you.
There we go. Gratefulness Journey every day by one Mr. Marcus Holmes. Go get the book. Valentine's Day is coming up. This will be a nice little Valentine's Day gift for your sweetie, your Valentine, your significant other, your side piece, or whatever it is you got in your life. You always want to make things better for them.
I thought you said this is a family-oriented show, man. What is this?
Every family, in the family somewhere, somebody got a side piece. I don't know if it's your family or my family, but somebody in your family got a side piece.
Everybody got that relative named Junior. Yeah.
Who's that lady over there? Don't worry about
that. Yeah, I've been to a couple of those.
That's right. You're right, Greg. I was in my feelings. I ain't gonna lie. All right, we're gonna move on to the NFL. Of course, we got the Chiefs versus 49ers. Last week I called Lamar Jackson the boogeyman. I really should have called Patrick Mahomes the boogeyman versus Mr. Relevant. We got the Swifties versus the proverbial 10th best player on this team. State Farm versus Moxie. We're going to take that. We're going to save that for next week, seeing as that the Super Bowl's next week. We want to acknowledge that is happening. But this week we do have the All-Star Weekend happening down in Orlando. We have the Skills Challenge. Baker Mayfield being Baker Mayfield, telling jokes with a good spirit about it. It's hard not to like Baker Mayfield. It really is. He can be a jerk. He can be crazy. But there's something about him that's just likable. I don't know if you guys, anybody that know me, a good buddy of mine. What is his name? Matt. His last name is escaping me right now. He reminds me of Matt. We used to work together at Cranbrook. He's the principal somewhere in the city of Detroit now. They have the same kind of spirit about them. They don't mind taking chances. They're gonna do some crazy stuff, but Matt's just like that in terms of how he carries himself. So, all right, here we go. Teddy Bridgewater retired. He's back at Miami Northwestern High School. He's a head coach now. So good job for him. Just last night, late they floated that Stephon Diggs maybe kind of out in Buffalo. He said he's taking it day by day, but that's no surprise. We talked about this one. I would have thought it would have happened earlier. And let's see here. Here we go. Coaching Care said we're going to start with Dan Quinn in Washington. He is leaving the Dallas Cowboys. And I'm kind of happy with Dan Quinn to get away from the Cowboys circus.
That was a good move. Right. You're right. That was a good move. I would have voted too.
Yeah. He's going to an in-conference rival. We're gonna wish him luck. He's gonna have everybody behind him. The District of Columbia and the DMV area they love football. They have their own band. They have a volunteer band of people. They've been doing it for years. They buy season tickets just for the right to play on the field. You gotta love that. In Seattle, they have hired Mike McDonald, the former Ravens defensive coordinator. He's bringing in Leslie Frazier to run the defense. He was the Buffalo former head coach for some years ago. So they're going to Seattle.
He used to be then he used to be the defensive coordinator for Michigan too, right?
Leslie Frazier?
No, McDonald. He used to
he very well could have been.
Yeah, he used to be the what's the name for Michigan, I believe. Yeah.
I'm not versed on that one, but he may very well have been. I'm sorry, Greg. You said Teddy Bridgewater. He retired. Yes, he did, sir. He retired, and he's already got a new job down in Miami. Let's see here, and of course, I have to believe it now. Now that the Chargers have had the press conference, Harbaugh finally had his press conference, and he has cleared out.
Believe it, man.
He cleared out a good amount of the staff and them. Let's see here. He took Jesse Minter, Ben Herbert, move. Okay, there we go. Ben Herbert. See, that's the thing about technology. They want to.
Did he take Mike Hart and Ron Bellamy, or he left him? No,
They
I mean,
still there.
I'm not trying to be funny to him for real. Did he left them?
He left them.
Dog, he left. I'm shocked. I wonder, did he offer the job to Sharon Moore? Or did Sharon Moore just say, nah, I want to stay and be the coach? Because if I was Sharon Moore, I'd have left.
At this point, it's not much there. Honestly, I'm not saying it's a lot. There's no talent there, but it's different. When you take a good portion of your coaching staff and the players that pretty much got you there go to the NFL or put their names in the hat,
right?
Or they're graduating. So yeah, you got the strength and the defense coordinator, strength and conditioning coach, and so he's taking a bunch more whose name I can't get to since my article I tried to screenshot don't want to open up for me, right?
That's crazy, man.
You call yourself trying to be prepared, then you go to your sources and they don't want to act right. But it's all right. That's like the internet criminals acting crazy.
That's called Dan Campbell.
Dan Campbell effect. So let's see. So the biggest question to me is still, will the sanctions come down? Will he have to sit out in the NFL? That's gonna be my biggest question.
The Chargers might pick that bill up, depending on how.
I'm not saying they will pick up the bill, but the rule is when you get a level 1 violation, you got to do something. You got this is already set in stone what you got to do. Whether you in the NFL or in back with college, it's already there. It's already established.
So part of his sanctions or part of his penalty could be he can't coach the preseason, right? But he can coach the 17 in the regular season, or he misses preseason, 3 games?
3 games, yeah.
Okay, 3 games. He don't coach none of the preseason, and he missed the first 2 in the full season. Because you got to figure it's going to be a whole new transition out there, right? He got to learn Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert got to learn him. But as long as he don't go in with the mentality of trying to make Justin Herbert into a Kaepernick or trying to make Justin Herbert into a J.J. McCartney, because you're on a whole new level now.
Total different player. He's already said glowing things about Justin Herbert. He said he felt like a fanboy when he met him. I'm paraphrasing, of course.
And that's until the season progresses, right? And that's until you sitting in the play and Justin Herbert audibles out, right? That's until he checks down and run instead of throwing it, right? Right. I can say anything until I want a girlfriend who's nice and she got a nice body and then I take her home and she started taking everything off, the wig and all that. And then I wake up and the girl I came home with is on the dresser. Now what? See? So yeah.
What's that movie?
I'm gonna get you sucker.
I'm gonna get you sucker. When she started limping at me.
Don't make me hop after you. All right. So I mean, there we go.
I think it's a good fit. It's going to be a good fit for them. Nothing's ever a long-term fit for Harbaugh, no matter where he goes. But this is going to be a good fit for them. They already have a good core team in LA with the Chargers. They have their own facility now. It's beautiful out there in El Segundo, and it's the right move at the right time. So honestly, I like talking junk about Harbaugh. I always have, because he's a lightning rod. But I do honestly wish him well out there. I think they're going to do well. I think that it's a good place for him. He has a good quarterback, and as long as he makes the right hires in terms of putting people around him, in terms of quarterbacks coach and offensive coordinator, he's going to be okay. I like Justin Herbert. He's one of my favorite quarterbacks out in the league. He's unassuming. He plays hard. He says the right things. And I do wish them well. I just like talking junk. All right. Yesterday, they also floated. Chip Kelly is looking to be an offensive coordinator in the NFL. I posted something the other day about NIL, and they were talking about a big coach who was looking to leave. And I think that is Chip Kelly that they were talking about. They're saying that NIL and the restrictions in the recruiting nowadays is running a lot of the big time coaches away, getting them out of there. They already see how Harbaugh left, Saban left, and so a lot of the older coaches are going to be going football and basketball over the next 2 to 3 years. So honestly, I was a Chip Kelly fan when he was in Oregon. When he went to Philly, it was just something about how he just carried himself was just not right with me. and I really haven't been much of a fan of his since. But if you know, he is successful. He's effective in what he does. I would consider him a good candidate to be an offensive coordinator in the NFL. What are your thoughts, sir?
I mean, Chip Kelly, stick with college, man, because you went from Oregon to Philly, then you went from Philly to UCLA, then you went from UCLA to where. Just stick with college, man.
He's still at UCLA. He's the head coach at UCLA.
Right, he was the head coach. That's what I'm
saying.
Still
there. He's still there.
Oh, he's still there. Yeah,
they was talking about firing him until he jumped on USC.
That's why I didn't know if they fired him or not. But yeah, just stay in college, man. It's pro age for you, man. Because we talk about this all the time, right? College, I could tell you bed check at 10 o'clock, right? Because you're a kid. But in the NFL, come on, man. You trying to tell tape, you trying to tell Diggs, bed check at 10 o'clock.
Only thing you can tell Diggs is be on time in the morning.
Right. You trying to tell Prescott, bed check at 10 o'clock. Although he should
Dak Prescott to do it. Dak Prescott to be in the middle of in the locker room. Well, you guys, coach said bed checks at 10 p.m. So we got to be in there. Come on, you guys. But
right, that's what I said. Right. Okay, so that could be to me. To me, you know, college football coaches and college basketball coaches, like Tom, you know, it's a buy-in, right? But you got more pull. That's why I think Tom never went pro, because remember it was rumored that one year when he was supposed to go to Cleveland with LeBron, that wouldn't have worked. Because you couldn't got up in LeBron face and you would have been on the first thing smoking back to East Lansing.
Yep. And you see what happened to the old boy? That coach that Michigan went down there. He lost that team fast.
Which one?
Start with a B.
He talking about Brian Ellerby?
Not Ellerby. The white guy. He went down there and he wasn't even down there half a season. They got rid of him.
Oh, you're talking about the guy that used to coach Michigan. Then he went down there. Oh, that's
Beeline. Thank you, Beeline. Yeah. He lost that team quickly because it's a different game. It's a whole different way you deal with those adults than you do with those kids. So I see. Before we move, we're gonna move out of NFL. What happened to Bieniemy and Belichick? Well, are they on the beach somewhere in Cancun? Give each other a toast with a Long Island iced tea before they hit the golf course?
I mean, I'm not a person. That was one of my college favorite players, Eric Bieniemy. I don't know, man. He just got the wrong people around him, because I wouldn't have never left the Chiefs. I would have just sat in waiting.
I don't think it was his choice.
Soon as Andy Reid if they win, which they probably will win, they win, Andy Reid's probably gonna retire. It would have been right there for you. They would have hunted them, would have slid you right in. They would have grandfathered you in. I don't even understand why he left. But maybe we not there, right? Because we still sit back and look at, they let the cheetah go out the door. So we don't know. We don't know what's behind the scenes, right? But he would have been, it would have been all his. Huh?
Who's to say that he can't come back?
Usually when you walk out the door, you don't try to come back. Because I'm sure you didn't leave on good terms. I'm sure you told him, I want more of this and less of this. I don't need that. I need more of this. And hunting them probably was like, which is the owners, were probably like, what? Man, we cool with Andy. And then it's going to really hurt his case if they win it. Because it's going to be like, well, it really wasn't Bieniemy. It was Andy Reid and Mahomes versus Andy Reid, Mahomes, and Bieniemy.
Right.
Because think about it. You lost the cheetah and you still won it. So if you win it this year and you lost Bieniemy, then maybe it ain't. Maybe same thing with Tom leaving New England. So it was more of Tom than it was more of Belichick, right? Because Tom went to Tampa Bay. They didn't miss a beat. Hosted the playoffs, hosted the World Series. I mean, not the World Series, hosted the Super Bowl, and he won it in the city they hosted it, which was his whole home city. So,
yep. And it wasn't even normally I always say when we got some kind of war conflict in the world, the Patriots gonna win because it's a patriotic year. But it wasn't like that when he went down to Tampa Bay.
Nah, it wasn't.
Well, let's go ahead and move forward. Once again, don't forget to click like, click share. We want to thank everybody who has joined our Sports Talk family. We have the Sports Talk group on Facebook. Call people on the phone. Let them know, hey, we rounded that 30-minute mark just a little bit past it, but we still got some more good sports to talk about. And you can put us up while you're cleaning. I always talk about make sure you open up the windows because you don't want that bleach to get you sick in there. Let that air go through. Clean up while you listen to us, and we do appreciate when people give these comments on here. That's the best part to us, that we can see what you want to say. Say hello, because I know we on LinkedIn, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and here on Facebook. So leave us a comment no matter where you are, and we'll make sure we get back to you and say hello and thank you. Just even if it's just a wave, we'll wave right back to you. We're going into college football. We're going to do a quick 2-3 minutes on that. The biggest thing right now in college football is the Big Ten SEC partnership. They have formed a committee. The SEC Big Ten unite to form an advisory group aimed at tackling issues and changing landscape in college, changing landscape in college sports. A lot of people are saying that's just a smokescreen from the start partnering up for the Big Ten, SEC, Big 12 to look at separating from the rest of college sports, the A team versus the B team, and not even the C team with NC2AA, that the FCS. They're going to keep they're fine where they are. Nobody's complaining down there. They love it. They're very successful. They have a great turnout their games, but it's just the regular NCAA where you know is the haves and the has-nots. They just want to go ahead and say we're going to do the haves and the have-nots, and you guys can figure it out for yourselves. Sort of like the 68 versus the NIT. So it's almost like they're going that way in terms of football. What's your thoughts about that, sir?
Man, I mean, these conferences, they got to do what they got to do. The NIL, they generate money. They got to do what they got to do. But I don't know. It's going to be because, okay, the SEC, the Big Ten, right? Who going to be your power teams in the conference? Ohio State, Michigan. Now, remember, you got SC coming, and you got Washington coming, and you got Oregon coming. So, where's the balance at? Because you can't just say, well, Michigan, okay, even though Michigan are the defending NCAA champions, they went 15-0. Nah, you got that place down in Columbus. They don't really take too kind to that. And if he don't beat them this year, he might be doing this show with us. Yeah. Because it's going to be no excuse. It's going to be no excuse.
He ain't got no excuses.
Hey, you ain't got no excuse. So
and they started a whole new NIL collective. Though they are donating. You remember before a couple of years ago, he was like, "Well, we need a little bit more money." They was like, "Nah." Now they're like, "Oh yeah, you're right. You do need some more money. We gonna put some more money in there."
Yeah. So yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's the road. All right, let's jump into the NBA. Of course, we always highlight our Pistons. Since the last show, they are 6-42. They won 1 and lost 3. They were 55-39 last time. I've been saying it. They've been playing well. A lot of their losses are 10 points or less. There's a whole lot of scoring going on in the NBA in all these games. Some of these guys keep all these points they're scoring. But if you look at the teams themselves, the teams are scoring 130, 140 points a night. This reminds me of back in the 70s. But actually, back in the 70s, they played defense. And they still put up 130, 140 points a night. Things are different now. They play that Olay defense now. They're going to let you get through, and don't nobody want to get dunked on. They get out the way when somebody go down the lane. How many times you see somebody taking a real charge? That's not going to happen. That's go and get that dunk. I see you, big fella. Let me get the ball back up the court. But that's the NBA. Embiid had a knee injury. They thought he was running for playing against Jokic. Philadelphia got fined $75,000 for not putting him on the list in a timely manner. Let's see here. We're a week away from the trade deadline. I would go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You said they're 6-42.
The Lions. I'm sorry. The Pistons 6-42.
How do you come to the gym every night to get ready to go play that? Like if me and you were teammates, how do I motivate you to like, hey, come on, you getting ready, man? Yeah, man. I mean, for real, if we were teammates, what could you say to me to make me drive down there every night? Let alone the away games. I'm talking about here. Because of 9 times out of 10, if I played for the Pistons, I probably wouldn't stay in the city. I'd probably be out in the suburbs somewhere. So what would make me get on? Right. What would make me get on 75 to come south? And I'm sick. That sports car I'm driving. That's right,
Greg. Every Tuesday, pick up that paycheck. They got direct deposit. Ding. 4:35 in the morning. Ding.
Like, I couldn't. I don't know.
I'm gonna tell you. Outside of that, and what I would do, we would have like a lot of little inside competition. We would basically, okay, what you got today? All right, who gonna be best dressed today? All right. Oh, you got me. All right. Who gonna win in horse today? Who gonna win in backwards jump shots from half court horse day? You know, little stuff. You gotta build stuff inside to make things better. You know, I don't know how what the Pistons do in terms of feeding them. Maybe they can find, you know, they can call Chime Time up and he can recommend the great restaurants and they can just order from them restaurants and send the food to the building.
I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying, man. I would be like, I mean, I agree with you and Greg. Yeah, the paycheck, but still, man, I couldn't see me just leaving Novi or where Bloomfield Hill.
I agree with you. Because at the end of the day, you want to win. At the end of the day, you play to win the game, and you don't want to be on SportsCenter every night. And then they Pistons have lost another one. Right. What you want? And then of course you go home, your friends gonna clown you.
Right. You're only on Bally's. You're never on ESPN. You're never on Fox. It's just And I'm telling you, I'll be like, what's my agent number? Like, you gotta get me out of here, man.
All right, well, okay. Let's look at that. It's the trade deadline. Are they gonna make any moves? They was talking about bringing in Zach LaVine from Chicago. Zach LaVine. Who on the injury list? They talk about the trade they're gonna make is Zach LaVine for I forgot the kid's name. The one that they always talk about is bad, but he's really not that bad.
Hayes, Eldon Hayes, Kellyan Hayes. Him?
Kellyan Hayes, yeah.
Kellyan Hayes. Well, you can package it. If you put Kellyan Hayes and Cade, I go for that. Because Cade a bust, man. I don't even know why y'all don't see that. Cade's a bust.
They're not gonna trade Cade. Cade may not come back when it's time for him to sign that contract. It's probably his best thing he can do. If I'm him, I'm gonna do the Grant Hill. I appreciate what y'all done for me. We're gonna work on the side and trade. I'm gonna go here, and y'all, we're gonna take this, we're gonna get y'all taken care of. If I'm him, that's what I do.
Who gonna trade him? Who gonna want him? Man, he a bust. How you don't see that? Tell me, do you see that? Or is it just me?
I'm not saying he's not a bust. What I'm saying is I have not had an opportunity to see what he can really do on a seriously competitive team. He's been hurt a lot. Could he be a bust? He probably could be. I'm just saying I haven't seen bust tendencies from him. Bust tendency says he averages 7 points, 2 assists, and 1 rebound. That's not what he out there averaging. He out there putting up numbers. When he's healthy, he's putting up numbers. So to me, that I can't say he's a bust if he's putting that kind of effort in on a night-to-night basis. Is he winning? No. Is he a bust in that way? That possibly. You can look at it from that angle. But now, I hate to say this man's name because he'll probably come on here and debate us about his status. But Kwame Brown, look at Kwame. Look at Kwame in terms of how his numbers were for his career, even though he played, 12, 13, 15 years in the league, in terms of as opposed to where Cade is. I think it's quite a bit different.
Kwame Brown. Well, okay. Kwame Brown was the number 1 pick, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And Kwame Brown played with arguably the greatest person to ever touch the basketball, right? So he gonna hold his standard to something different, right?
Correct.
So of course, if you don't measure up to Mike, of course you're gonna look like a bust. But he couldn't have been a bust if he went the number 1 pick. He was the number 1 pick. But on the same token, that's the same thing with the argument with Cade. My argument with Cade was in college, from what I saw, I was like, what? Jalen Wilson from Kansas did him like, you remember them little dogs when you were a kid that they had the little string and you pull them and you could pull the dog wherever you wanted it to go? That's what Jalen Wilson did to him. That whole KU series. I was like, is this supposed to be the number 1 pick? Yeah, the little dog used to have the tail wagging, the tongue out of his mouth. And you drag. I had one when I was like 5 or 6, and he had the little red little wheels, and you pull him. That's what that's what Jalen Wilson did to Cade. I'm like, he the number 1 pick. Wow. Like when they went to Lawrence, it was worse. But even when they went to Stillwater, I was like, he still did him. So this is number 1 pick. Like, I don't get it.
Now I still stand on what I said when they first drafted him. I like what I see in time out of him, but I don't see him winning pedigree. So that was always my thought. What has he won? What has he done? Does he put up numbers? Can he score the ball? Can he play the game? Yes. But is he going to lead you to a championship down the road? And I never thought about it. I've never seen him in that vein. So if you consider him a bust in that manner, then that would make him a bust. Do that make him a bust technically? No. Is he somebody that's just not going to pan out over time? That's what my thoughts are. That's the way I see it. That's my thoughts. All right, we're going to really jump quickly into men's basketball. We got, of course, the Duke North Carolina game tonight is rivalry week. We got U of M MSU was on Tuesday. MSU won that game down the stretch. It was pretty close up until halftime. We're gonna talk about Duke UNC, Houston, Kansas, Tennessee, Kentucky, Wisconsin, Purdue. We're gonna do predictions on them. But specifically, where's Gonzaga? What happened? What happened to Gonzaga? Where they at? Where they at? Where's Gonzaga?
You don't have a. Let me choose my words right. You don't have. I don't want to say token because that's not what. But yeah, you don't have a Drew Timmy. That they only have that one player that always highlights that whole team. When it was Pargo, they don't have it. When it was Pargo, when it was Chet, when it was Drew Timmy, they don't have it. So they're not relevant right now. Now, if Mark Few lands, Kamau Williams' son, and Kamau Williams' son turns out to be the number 1, oh, okay, Gonzaga back. They do it all the time. They did it with Adam Morrison. They go find the next Larry Bird or what they want to make the face of. This guy's going to be the best thing since sliced bread. No, they're not. Look, out of all them people I just named, watch this. Out of all them people I just named, there's only one currently playing in the NBA, and that's Chet.
Yep. And Chet doing well.
And Drew Timmy didn't even get drafted.
Yep.
He's supposed to be the player of the year. He's supposed to be the player of the year. He's supposed to be the consensus player of the year. He's supposed to win the WAC player of the conference. And you remember his senior year, you remember who they played on the aircraft carrier, right?
They played State.
And what did my man do to him? Cisco. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name wrong. Right. The guy from Michigan State destroyed him, even though Gonzaga won the game. That's what I'm saying. They do that program. That program is trash. It's gonna always be trash because you don't play nobody. You're in the WAC.
That's my point. I'm not saying that they're trash. They're just in a league where it doesn't allow them to have the growth enough to play far enough into the tournament or win the tournament. They've gone far in the tournament in the past. They just haven't won it.
And when
they're not prepared.
And when they got into real tough competition, what happened? What did Baylor do to them? Ran them right off the court. They can't do nothing. Mark Few does it all the time. They go find this person. Even when what's the name son was the son. He didn't get it was John Stockton's son. He plays here. What? John, they made sure they did John Stockton every time. They made sure they caught him in the stands. It kind of reminded me of when Grant Hill was at Duke and they used to show Calvin Hill all the time with the cowboy hat on all the time. It's like, dude, come on, man. What are we doing?
Here's the difference. Calvin Hill was quiet. And the mama did the interviews. John Stockton got kicked out the building. John Stockton can't come in the building no more. They may resolve that by now, but they start calling him El Creepo. All the stupid stuff he used to do. All right, let's move forward really quickly. Women's sports, of course, we got to cover women's sports. WNBA free agency started this week. Skylar Diggins-Smith signed with the Seattle Storm, getting out of Phoenix. They locked her out during her pregnancy. They literally locked her out the building. She had to go train at local gyms where she should have been able to come back, even though she's out on pregnancy leave. I'm surprised she didn't sue them for Title IX and cleared them out. And I'm surprised that it got that way with because the owner of the Mercury is also owner of the Suns, which is Ishbia. I'm surprised that he, it's something. It got to be something else to it because it didn't go further than that.
Her and Taurasi didn't get along. Her and Diana Taurasi didn't get along, from what I was hearing.
So that they did it because personalities. Okay.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, Taurasi was. Diana Taurasi is Diana Taurasi, right? Yeah. Add Brittany, add BG, Brittany Grinder.
Right.
I mean, I guess it was more of I'm not taking a backseat to her, and I'm not taking a backseat to her. It was the old loving basketball, like Monica said. What'd she tell Monica? Never let a freshman take your spot. So maybe that's what it was. And then Digger Skylar, she not a slouch neither. She came from Notre Dame. Before she arrived at Notre Dame, you didn't really hear about Notre Dame. She kind of put Notre Dame back in the, you know what I'm saying, the threshold. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean, you're gonna get personalities that don't mix, right? That's part of it. We didn't all play with that one teammate we didn't want to play with, right?
Mm-hmm.
I did it. I'm sure.
Got talent. We love the talent, but
I didn't even like the talent. I was just like, okay. I was just like, okay, he on the team. But I within myself, I had to dig in myself and go to other people. And they was like, you ain't got to say nothing to him. Just do like Dennis Rodman and Mike. Mike didn't like Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman didn't like Mike. But when the ball went up in the air, he knew what he was going to get from Dennis. Scotty didn't like Dennis. But when the ball went up in the air, he knew what he was going to get from Dennis. So that's how I dealt with the situation myself. Like, if the dude made a nice shot, I never was, good shot. Man, get out of here. I'm not fake. I'm going to keep it 100. You made the shot, okay. Just like when I made the shot, I didn't expect them to be like, that was a good shot. But what?
Oh, yeah. All right. Speaking of loving basketball, we're going to go to USC, where last night Ms. Juju Watson scored 51 in a big win against Stanford, beating them 758. Juju, your favorite freshman, the one you've highlighted a few times.
Hey, that's Monica, man. That's Monica.
Yeah. It's like loving basketball. Great transition right into that. I'm still a fan of the girl at Utah.
You know what? I said to myself too. I said he keep telling me about this. I gotta watch this chick. But you know what's funny though with the SC story? She is on the male team. It kind of is like loving basketball because we talking about her and ain't nobody talking about Bronny. Bronny trash, man. I'm sorry.
Okay, let's take we're gonna go over a little bit. Let's take a look at that. I watched them play against Oregon the other night.
Yes.
Oregon was Bronny James is in the building. Yes, we gonna eat tonight. And they went after them. It was ridiculous. I'm not saying Bronny is trash. What I'm not saying is he playing at a level that he should be playing at? I'm not saying he's a bad basketball player. I'm not saying was he really good enough to be a McDonald's All-American? Well, honestly, and that's to me that's
you
an honest
asking me or you saying it?
Both. Was he really good enough to be a McDonald's All-American?
Okay.
Probably not.
Yeah, but okay. If he didn't have that last name, probably not. Right. But he got that last name, right? Okay.
But he played well in the game.
Huh?
So that he played well in the
Yeah,
McDonald's.
I can't comment because I didn't see the game.
I didn't see the game, but I got to see the highlights. He did play well in the game.
I know from the research I have done, people said his other son is better.
Baby boy. Oh, yeah, baby boy.
They say he's better.
Still growing.
And it's usually like that though, right? Okay.
It's like
what's the
boys? What's the boy with the daddy that talk too much? The
middle my boy. 3 sons, right? I know you talking about.
The baby boy was the best out of all 3 of them. The middle boy, he was all right, but he made a little bit of money. Oldest boy, he kept having an injury. He's still in the league.
The ball kids.
The ball kids, yeah. So it's like that with LeBron. The baby boy gonna be nice. He's still growing. He probably gonna be taller than his dad, but he probably gonna be the best out of the 2 of them.
So
if
that's the case, why they put all the stock in Bronny then?
It's almost biblical. Firstborn gonna get all the accolades.
Oh, okay. Well, okay then. With Mike's sons, Marcus couldn't play. That's the one that went to Illinois. The other one that went to Central Florida, he was better than Marcus.
Once again.
But he wasn't the firstborn. Marcus is the firstborn. That's what I'm saying.
Marcus went to Illinois.
Marcus went to Illinois. He was there when Bruce Weber was the coach.
Yeah.
Okay.
He got a little time.
The other son went to Central Florida.
Right.
They all came out together with Patrick Ewing's son. That went to he started at Indiana, then he transferred to Georgetown. And pre-day draft camp, they said, I don't know, maybe he did this because of all the things that Mike did to his daddy. They said Patrick Ewing's son was beating Michael Jordan's son's stuff off the glass like they was playing volleyball. Everything he put up, he was sending it back. Like, nah, dog. Like, you gonna pay for what your dad did to my dad.
Hey, that's just like Creed. This is like Creed. That's why they need to have a dream sequence.
That's crazy, dog. Like, I just was looking at it like, wow. And it's gonna be sad. Cause like, it's gonna be like, well, dang, we put all our stock, because right now they're saying he might go and not even get drafted if he was to leave school.
Bronny? Oh yeah. Well, I kind of can see that. Bronny's a good ball player, but he's a tween. He's not really a point guard. He's not really a 2 guard. He's a ball player. He'll do well. Let him in terms. He may go overseas. He'll do well if he play in the G League. He probably won't ever play in the G League because that ain't gonna work for them. It'll probably be best for him to go overseas somewhere.
So you don't agree with it with his dad LeBron said. LeBron said he could play for the Lakers right now.
Of course he's gonna say that. Why did he not say that?
No, I'm just asking. So you don't agree with that?
No.
So he could take Max Christie's spot.
No.
Okay, that's why I'm asking. That's why we talk.
And that's not even me being a Spartan. Max Christie can ball. He's in a position where he's just not gonna get no playing time. If he goes somewhere, maybe if he came to the Pistons, he could do some. He can play some.
Man, they gonna see. I knew you was gonna go. No, man. No.
I'm not saying that because I want him to come to the Pistons. I'm just saying a situation where he would have an opportunity. Maybe Washington. Go send him to Washington,
I think Tom ran him out. I think Tom ran him out of East Lansing. I really do. I think he couldn't adapt to Tom's style. He was just like, I'm out.
Same thing with Pierre Brooks. Different kind of style.
Yeah, I remember you saying that. Right. I remember.
Yes. Good player down at Butler doing very well. It's just that their styles just didn't mesh. Okay. That's the long and short of it. All right, you guys. We're going to take a quick pause for the calls as we get ready for Stupid Sports News.
I meant to tell you, man, before you start sports news, man. I meant to tell you, man, happy belated, man.
Thank you.
I should have started the show with
That's
that.
all right. It's all right. I was gonna get down to it at the end if I probably remember, because you know, when you get old, your mind start going everywhere else. And I did celebrate another trip around the sun this past Tuesday, and I'm grateful to be here and thankful. So thank you, sir. I really appreciate it. Thank you. So hey, you're right. That is Stupid Sports News. All right. First thing I want to jump into is in the NFL, mouthpieces. You don't see those guys wearing their mouthpieces. Why is that Stupid Sports News? At some point, they're going to get older and they're going to say, hey, I got this CTE. I need to get this money out the pot. They're going to say, what's your name? Okay, look, we have a video file of you not wearing your mouthpiece. You're wearing your helmet properly, but in order for the both of them to work together, you got to wear your mouthpiece. They don't wear those mouthpieces. It's split down party lines. Just like you think I'm thinking, it's split down party lines. We got two cool guys on one side. They want to flash and flare. We already know who we're talking about. And we got the guys that everybody else that wear their mouthpiece. I saw one guy wearing a mouthpiece with one dangling off his face mask. One guy got his mouthpiece stuck in the side of his helmet, play for the Lions all game long. I'm like, what an idiot! So when you get that concussion, and then down the line when you try to get paid, and you go to the NFL, they already gonna have that file pulled up. No mouthpiece here, no mouthpiece there, no mouthpiece there. Because the mouthpiece, when you go to hit, the first thing you do is just instinct for you to clench your teeth, you know, and that's what helps protect you from the concussion. So
I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. So all these guys are not gonna get paid because it's on video. They got it set up now. They didn't change the helmet. They didn't change the way they practice. They didn't change the way they tackle. And now and so that's why you see, you know, so many of the receivers getting so many yards now. So many of them getting so many yards because of the way they changed it. But the biggest way they get these concussions that they don't talk about is when they make a good play. When they make a good play, everybody hitting your name. Everybody, good job. On the side, like, That's what a lot of those concussions come from. So I hope somebody says, hey, start wearing that dang on mouthpiece. I know you're trying to be cool out there. It looks sweet to have it dang. No, it does not. It don't look sweet. It looks like you're not very bright because you don't want to wear that mouthpiece. You want to get that concussion unnecessarily.
Right.
All righty. This is probably the biggest thing of Stupid Sports News. 2 guys for the University of Miami have been awarded a 9th year of eligibility. 2 football players, 9 years between COVID, injury, red shirt, 9 years. It's a good racket if you can get it. Are they too busy making NIL money? Well, why you want to stay?
You're not going to class. You're not going for class. You're not going to class. They probably take classes online. They probably just on the campus, like, you know, they're not on the campus. Right, they're not on the campus, but they're on the campus. Like when, what's his name? One the Heisman used to do this, Texas A&M. He was on campus, but he wasn't. He took the classes online. So, I mean, it's free room and board, and you getting the NIL deal. Absolutely. Look at it this way. Can you imagine back when the Fab Five was at Michigan, if they had NIL deals? Look at all the money they got off of them, and it wasn't even no NIL deals. Do you really think Jalen would have been going to Schembechler Hall with Jawan and Ray and all them? No, they would have been in their dorm room playing Madden, just like every other college kid was, including myself. So, no.
Who said that they didn't play Madden, but they still had to, you know, get their responsibilities, you know, do their training and stuff.
Like you said, we used to go to Taco Bell, and we had to put our money together, and then they recognized who we were, and we got more tacos. Sure, and you kept your money. Because I'm sure you didn't pay. Come on, man. Let's be honest. Yeah. You went to Taco Bell. You the Fab Five, right? Okay. Yeah. Same thing with Famous Jameis. He walks in and walks out with lobster. Come on, man. You're not paying for that, man. Hey, remember me when you make it to the league? Sure, okay.
Yeah. Just making an appearance in the store, making them a lot of money.
Making an appearance in the store is making it everything. So,
yeah. All right, and last thing in Super Sports News, is anybody really aware that the NHL All-Star Game is this weekend? Is anybody paying attention to that? The All-Star Game is today. Last night they had the skills contest. Somebody won $1 million.
Mark Messier.
But the game is today. I don't even know what time the game is because they still got more skill stuff going on with the NFL.
Right.
And I'm a hockey fan. And so that says a lot about me as a fan and also as how they're marketing. This should have been promoted way better than what it is.
I think it's kind of to piggyback off what you said. I think it been kind of died down, man. Ain't nobody really into hockey not till it comes to the playoffs, right? And that's how I think with the NBA, NFL. We don't care about the 9-8 record. We only care about once it gets to the playoffs, right? Because that's when it intensifies. Same thing with the NBA. In this month, later in the middle of this month, you got the All-Star game, right? The only good thing is it's going to be East versus West. So you ain't got to worry about Team LeBron or Team Giannis. But with that, too, that's starting to be crap. Like, y'all got to start doing away with certain stuff, man. Because if you're going to keep the audience, the dunk contest. Last year, dunk contest was won by, what's his name? A G Leaguer.
Mm-hmm.
Who's to say he don't come in now and do it? Because think about it. Your big time stars, Anthony Edwards, he ain't in it. He ain't gonna be in it. You don't want to see Giannis.
Is it worth it to them to be in it? Is the question.
It's not even about worth it. It's about, do you really want to see him? Because I mean, what at 6 foot? What Anthony Edwards 6'7", 6'6", 6'8". Okay, what are you really gonna see him do? He's not athletic like that. What, a couple of windmill dunks? But these G Leaguers, they got YouTubes. And then if my man come back who won it last year, it's his to lose. Yep. Baby boy, he came in.
Yep. He came in with a purpose. He had a plan. He had a plan.
Like, look, we got some cats over here that can play too. And that's the thing. So, I don't know. Like, LeBron never entered it. You know what I'm saying? But I guess when he was in the high school, he probably said, let me stop. Because he was trash in the high school. Oh, God. He kept missing. He had the power, but he couldn't throw him down. So, yeah.
All right. We're going to go on, close things out. Our next show is February 10th, 1 week from today, same back time, same back channel. Of course, we got to talk to Wings. Red Wings are 26-18-6 with 58 points. Fourth place, moved up 1 place, 13 points behind the Bruins. We were both were 1-1 last week. You pick them. The Glue won. Congratulations to you. The Glue, I don't know if that's a guy or a girl, but thank you for participating. I'm going to be reaching out to you this week to take care of you. Let's go ahead and get these picks out the way. Duke UNC, who you got?
I got Duke 75-68.
I'm going UNC. I like UNC. And it's going to be I like a 1 point here, 72-71.
Man, what? Never stops. Well,
see, I like that. We got Houston and Kansas. To me, they both. Yeah, okay. I like this. I actually like this game. Go ahead. What you got?
Of course, the Jayhawks. 63-59.
I got a little bit upset on this one. I'm gonna go with Houston because Houston always do good in the regular season and bow out pretty quickly in the double.
But you coming down? You coming to that special place? You can't play now.
Oh, you're right. They're going to Manhattan.
That's a special place.
I'm gonna stick to my guns, even though Kansas probably. I'm gonna stick to my guns. I'm gonna say Houston by 5, 63-68.
Special place, man. I'm telling you, get them girls standing next to you. You get a 4-wheel, nice warm feeling inside.
Rock chalk.
Like,
Tennessee, Kentucky.
What dorm you say you stay in again? Yeah, nice. Man, I'm telling you, man, it's like 2 minutes and we winning, and we get to singing that song, and she put her arm around you. You be like, really? Like, I told you back in the day, man, you get 2 to 5 in the county for that, boy.
5 to 10 in the 10.
And 5 to 10 if you put your hand in her pocket.
All right, we got Tennessee, Kentucky. What you got?
You know what, Cal, man, he kind of choking big games. Where is that game, at Tennessee or Kentucky?
It's at Kentucky. But you're talking about Rick Barnes now. We're talking about Rick Barnes.
Yeah, Rick Barnes sucked too. I'm going to say Tennessee, man, 58-55. Off some fluke stuff, dog. Because, man, both of them horrible. Right, for real.
I'm going to go with Kentucky, 72-77. 77-72 Kentucky. I'm going to go with Kentucky. In Lexington, Kentucky. All right. And finally, we got Wisconsin, Purdue. 2 big games, 2 big time, probably 2 best teams in the Big Ten right now.
Give me Purdue because they just going to dump the ball down to Edie. Purdue 61-48. After you foul and go to the line and all that garbage.
I'm going Wisconsin. They finally got a team in Wisconsin that's not afraid to run.
Yeah,
they don't play that.
You don't have a matchup for him.
That's all right. We're gonna let him score. We're gonna get the ball out the basket. We're gonna run up the court. They're gonna do some old school. What was that team out in California that did that? You can get your dunk that dumped on Michigan that year, when they let the Michigan dunk and get all that and Terry Mills and them.
Oh, Loyola Marymount.
They're gonna do Loyola Marymount. That's how they play up in Wisconsin. They play good enough defense, but they're gonna run on you. I like Wisconsin this one. 81-65.
Wow.
I like Wisconsin to go on the road to Purdue and play well. I like them. I like them.
At the house that Gene Katie built. Not down. Now, if it was at Wisconsin, you might got a chance. Not down there.
I got a Gene Katie story. True story. And this is a true story. But I'll tell you another time. We had a time today. But we were in college and we were yelling at Purdue. And I'm probably the cause of us losing that game, me and my boys, because all the junk we talked. And Quanzo Martin, I talked to him down the line. He remembered it like it was yesterday. We talked about it. But we got to get out of here. Love and Stuff Tuesday night, 8:30 Eastern, Dr. V, and on Wednesdays at noon on YouTube. Love the Scriptures, love the music, love the history with Brother Williams, 6 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you check us out. Make sure you please join our Sports Talk group. As you can see, the QR code is right there. We're also going to put up our QR code in a couple of minutes for our merch. February 10th, same bat time, same bat channel. Have a great one, safe one, everybody. Thank you again for the birthday wishes. And y'all be safe, everybody.
All right, homie.